Hey guys, welcome back to another video and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time in my channel, hi, my name is Onyeka, and if you are returning, thank you so very much for returning. In this video, I'm going to be telling you guys reasons why your study visa was being denied. I know a lot of people that have so many questions regarding their visa denial. Some people will be like, they submitted all the required documents, they submitted this, they submitted that, and they don't just know why their visa was being denied, or they don't just know why the visa officer went ahead to deny their visa application. I'm going to be addressing all of those in this video. So without further ado, let's just head right into the video. First of all, I would love to say that I am not a visa officer, I am not an agent, I'm not an immigration officer. I'm just here sharing my own experience concerning the Canadian study visa application. Okay? The first and most important reason for the visa denial, especially in the Canadian study visa application process, is I would call this like the most important reason, because I don't think so many people know how important this first point is, and I don't really see people talk about it that much, because lack of evidence is when people go ahead to submit or to say some things in their statement of purpose without having any supporting document. So for instance, in my statement of purpose, I'm telling the visa officer that my dad is my sponsor, my dad has a lot of business in Nigeria, he has an oil factory, he has a tailoring shop, and me, I also went after my NYSC. I did a bit of entrepreneurship, like I learned makeup, I learned tailoring, and after that, like I'll just writing a bunch of stuff in my statement of purpose without having like any supporting documents to back it up. That is just, it's more like you're just making a vague statement. A supporting document is what is going to back your write-up. It's like a document that is backing whatever you're writing in your statement of purpose up. It's like a very important thing to note when you are submitting your visa application. It's even better if you don't write it at all than for you to write it and then you don't have like a document backing it up. To me, it's just like you're just leaving a lot of question marks in that place. So for instance, you have like, you've told the visa officer that you learned tailoring back in Nigeria or back in your home country. Do you have a supporting document to back that up? If you don't have a supporting document to back that up, it's even better you don't even write anything like you learned anything, down to the tiniest thing you write down in your statement of purpose. You should be able to back it up, because I mean, like I said earlier in my other video, the Canadian visa application process, there is no face-to-face interview. So everything you're writing down in your statement of purpose is just like an interview. So you're just assuming like you are sitting in front of the visa officer and he's interviewing you and you're answering all the questions. So everything you're including in your statement of purpose should be supported with like a document. So for some people, they'll be like, I have a lot of landed properties, I have this, I have that, and they don't have any evidence to show for it. Like, I just want you to like reason it. It's not going to make sense to the visa officer. It's better you don't even write it down than for you to write it down and then you don't have any supporting document to back it up. Like, this is as important as anything. This is like the number one on my list. You should have a supporting document for everything you are writing on your statement of purpose, down to the tiniest, almost irrelevant thing you feel that the visa officer might not notice. Trust me, they will notice it. I mean, these people have been doing this for a very long time, so there is no need writing something and you don't have anything to show for it. That's like, to me, it doesn't make sense. So this is the first point and the most important thing to note when applying for your visa application. This is like one of the most reasons why people get denied their visa application. Now, the second reason on my list is proof of funds or finances. In as much as it is important to have like enough funds in your bank account, that is not still a determinant to getting the visa. I read on Nairaland some time ago, when I was still very active on the forum, of a guy that had over 100 million naira in his account and he was still denied the visa. I don't know how true that was, but like, I was just imagining how you can have that amount of money and still get denied. And then I saw some other person who had less, like way more less amount of money in his bank account, and he was still granted visa. And some of the reasons that could cause this can be because maybe the guy had a lump sum in his bank account, or he didn't tell the visa officer where the money is coming from, or the account he used to present to the visa officer was inactive. Proof of funds is also easy for visa denial because so many people tend to get this wrong. Yes, you have enough money in your bank account, but the visa officer wants to know, in the last 6 months or in the last 1 year, has that bank account been active? Or was it because you wanted to start your visa process, you now remembered that, oh, I have to put this money in my account, so after I finish after I'm granted the visa, I will then remove the money. The visa officer would not want to be seeing all those kind of fishy things going on in your account. So proof of funds is like a very important reason as to why people get denied. Some of the ways to prevent this from happening is that after you have made up your mind on coming to study or traveling to Canada as a student or even as a visitor, you should be able to work on your bank statement. And by this, you should be able to make sure that in the last 6 months or in the last 1 year, the account you're going to be presenting to the visa officer should be active. And by it being active, I mean it should have a credit and a debit. It should have an inflow and an outflow. There should be no reason for you putting like a lump sum in your bank account, or even if you go ahead and put a lump sum in your account, you should always explain to the visa officer where that lump sum is coming from, or where that amount of money is coming from, and why it is coming in at once. You can give reasons as due to liquidation of assets. You can tell the visa officer, I did this, I sold my property, and where is the receipt of the property you sold. You can back that up with a receipt. For everything you are telling the visa officer, you should have a proof. You should back it up with something to show that this is the evidence. So proof of funds is actually a very, very important reason as to why so many people are being denied. Yes, you're going to work on getting like enough funds in your account. That's also very important, but you should also know that you having enough funds is not also a criteria to being granted the visa. Enough funds, but if your bank account is fishy, or if your bank account is not really having the enough inflow and outflow, or if the bank account is having the lump sum, it's not going to make sense, and the visa officer might just go ahead and refuse your visa application. The third reason on my list is purpose of visit. Or most times when people get denied based on purpose of visits, is just because they didn't explain or give reasons as to why they are coming into Canada. So for purpose of visits, maybe the applicants didn't submit some documents, like you didn't submit your admission letter, you didn't submit your tuition fee, you didn't also write in your statement of purpose that I am coming as a student to study in Canada, and after my studies in Canada, I'll be returning back to my home country to go and develop my country. Because the Canadian visa, as I said earlier, is a temporary visa. So if your purpose of visit is for you to come inside the country and disappear, that won't even make the visa officer grant you a visa. So as long as you're coming in as a student, you should be able to let the visa officer know that you're going to be returning back to your home country. If you're writing stuff in your statement of purpose that is not linking it back to you coming back to your home country, the visa officer is just going to feel like you're coming to stay in Canada. After your studies, you won't leave, or you're just coming to disappear inside their country. People also get denied based on purpose of visit is because they didn't write enough reasons why they are coming to study in Canada. So for this reason, you should give like, why are you coming into Canada? Are you coming in as a student? Are you coming in as a visitor? Or are you coming in based on tourist visa? If you're coming in as a visitor, how many days are you coming to stay? I know as a visitor you can't stay up to 1 year. So how many days are you planning to come and stay? Your purpose of visit should be in line with what you are actually coming to do in Canada. So for instance, as a student, you're coming in to study, you should show the visa officer the admission letter you were granted, or your offer letter. You should show the visa officer your tuition payment, sorry, not your tuition fee. You should also explain to the visa officer how much studying in Canada means to you and to your future. Just me, in my own statement of purpose, I wrote to the visa officer, I said to the visa officer, or rather I said that coming into Canada as a student was going to help me a great deal, because I will need the knowledge I will gain as a student here to go back to my country and develop my country, and to help start up businesses, to help other people in my country, and just basically just say things like you're coming to study in Canada and you're going back to your home country after your studies, because your purpose of visit is not to come and stay here permanently. You're on a study visa, hence it makes you a temporary resident and not a permanent resident. The fourth point on my list is travel history. The truth is, if you can get the first point and the second point correctly, then this travel history is not even going to be a problem at all. Like, the visa officer will not have a reason to be telling you don't have a travel history, because I personally, the only country I've been to, like I said earlier again, is Benin Republic, and that's because I went there for my studies. But apart from that, I've seen a couple of people that got visa without even having a travel history. Yes, if you can have a travel history, or if you feel you don't just want to risk it and you want to maybe travel to a country just to get your passport disvirgined before applying for the Canadian visa, please by all means go ahead. Well, if you're the budget friendly type and you don't have sufficient funds to do all those trips before finally applying for your Canadian visa, then you should make sure that your proof of funds and your supporting documents are well presented, because most people that you see having issues like no travel history is either you first of all see that the visa officer said proof of funds, or they are saying something like you don't have a reason to come into Canada, no supporting documents and all of that. But if you can build on these first 2 points I gave you, then the visa officer cannot just tell you because you don't have a travel history you can't come into Canada. So if you can build your proof of funds and your supporting documents well, then most times this no travel history are just generic responses the visa officer just add to your reasons for being denied, just to make it look bulky. I don't know, but like most people I see that they get denied based on no travel history is because they either first of all tell them that they don't have sufficient funds, or they tell them that they don't have supporting document. Then after all those two first points, then you can now start saying things like no ties to home country. Or if you're backing up your reasons well and you're having like finances in your account, then this travel history will not even be a problem to you. Like I said earlier, I've seen people that have come to Canada without even a stamp on their international passport. Some people, the first time they ever traveled out of the country was to Canada. So travel history is not like a very, very serious reason why they should deny you. If you want to travel again and again, please by all means go ahead and disvirgin your passport. But like that is not most of the reasons why people get denied. Because first of all, before I applied for the Canadian visa, I was a little bit skeptical because I didn't have like enough travel history on my passport. But I still went ahead and applied for the visa and I got it. Although I told the visa officer that my dad had traveled to Canada before, and he told me how Canada was a beautiful place and all of that. But I personally did not have a travel history and I was still given the visa. If you have a parent or maybe your auntie or a relation that had traveled to Canada and you have the documents to back it up, or something to back it up, or you're backing it up with like their passport or their international passport or something, that's good and fine. But if you don't have any relation that have traveled abroad before, then there is no need, or even if you have and you don't have a document to back it up, then there's no need to actually tell them any of that. Just simply say you haven't been able to travel out of the country, probably because you were schooling and you are so in love with your books, or you're obsessed with your books that even during the summer holidays you kept on schooling, that you didn't have time to actually come, like that you didn't even have time to actually travel. So travel history should not be a reason why your visa application was being denied. If you can back you can package your application well enough, have enough proof of funds, have enough credits and debit, have enough inflow and outflow, then you have enough supporting documents. These proof of funds are just more like generic reasons to me, if I must say. The fifth point on my list is fraudulent documents. This is as important as anything. I've had a couple of people come to me and asking, oh, do I heard that there are some agents that can run this document, this account bank statement things for you. They will help you run your bank statement, maybe arrange everything for you and submit for you. The truth is, if there are people that are doing it and they haven't been caught, good for them. But what if it's during your own time they catch you? Or what if it's during your own application that they will detect that this document is fraudulent? That can cost you over 5-year ban or even more. So you want to come into Canada so much, you really want to come into Canada, bringing or providing a fake document should not even be an option. Like, it should not even be something that should be crossing your mind, because if the visa officers are to detect or are to know that this document you are submitting is fraudulent, then it's going to cost you a whole lot. And you should know that the Canadian, they share intelligence with the US, or they share information with the US, the UK, Australia. So imagine if they are banning you in Canada. That simply means you can't also go to other countries I just mentioned. It's better you don't even submit the document than for you to be submitting a fraudulent document. Or some people that go and meet some fraudulent agents that they don't even really do any much process, and before you know it, they are saying their agents got them a visa, and then when you look at the visa on their passport, it's not even relating to anything that looks like the Canadian visa. People even go ahead as doing fake visa on their passports. The truth is that they will still catch you. So once you come into the airport and your name is not reflecting in their system, they will still catch you. So it's better you just submit the document you can submit, and for the ones you don't have, simply don't submit, or simply just explain why you don't have. Don't just submit the document. It's better you don't submit it than for you to be looking for like fraudulent means to get the document, especially when it comes to your bank statement. The truth is, I would advise you, don't just do it. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Better just submit the document you can submit, that's fine. But going as far as doing like fraudulent document, if there are people you know that have done it and have succeeded, best of luck to them. But it's just funny, because do you really want to risk, after your sweat and everything you've gone through, to be honest, the Canadian visa process is a very long and hectic, especially the study permit route. God, this process taught me what patience is. So do you want to really go through all this, and in the end they are giving you like a 5-year ban because you submitted a fraudulent document? Even if you didn't do it on purpose, or you're using an agent, the truth is that some of these agents can be very tricky, and in order to get the money fast, they might just say, don't worry, I will make this payment for you, I will use my own visa card, I will use my this. If he's using his visa card, he should tell you, he should let you know how he's using, what he's using, basically just get you involved in the process. The truth is that some people, I'm not going to blame some people, because some of them, they just rely on the agents to do everything for them, and in the end, when they get the 5-year ban, it's not the agent that is going to suffer it, you are the one suffering it. So you should be 101% involved in your process, be it an agent, be it your sister, your friend, or whoever is helping you apply for the Canadian visa or for your visa. You should be 100% involved. If the person is submitting a paper, let the person tell you what the paper is all about and what they are submitting, especially the person is trying to make like payment for, because most times some people find it difficult in Nigeria to make payments, because I think the Nigerian card has a limit of $100, especially when it comes to visa application payment. So some agents just use like their own credit card to pay for their client's application, and then sometimes most people will get messages from IRCC saying that they have an explanation to do concerning how this payment was made. If they don't reply this message within 1 week, they're going to have like a 5-year ban and all of that. So that's why it's important to always be involved in your process. Whatever the agency is doing, let them tell you what they are doing. If you are the one applying by yourself, you should be very sure of what you are doing or what you are applying, because a 5-year ban is not something, or a ban rather, is not something anybody should be wishing for or should be working towards, knowing fully well that the Canadian visa application is very stressful. So it's not something you should be working towards at all. The next reason on my list is ties to home country. And like I said regarding the travel history, if you have like the first point and the second point well constructed, then your ties to home country should not even be coming up. Ties to home country just simply means that since you say you're coming to study in Canada, or you're coming to Canada as a student, and you are going to be returning back, they want to see reasons that can make you actually return back. Now, ties to home country can be either your family. If you have a business in Nigeria, you can show them your business. If you have a job that you're going to leave and then come back to it after your studies in Canada, you should also show them and let them know that, okay, I'm coming to study in Canada, but I have a job already here in Nigeria waiting for me, and once I'm done studying in Canada, I'm going to be going back to my job. And yeah, that's like basically what you're going to be telling the visa officer. So they want to see your ties, they want to see the reasons that is make you want to go back to your home country. If you have children back home, if you have assets back home, if you have family back home, you should let the visa officer know, okay, these are my ties to my home country. Not just letting the visa know your ties. Do you have a supporting document to show for it? Yeah, you have assets. Do you have the supporting document to show for it? Oh, I'm going to go back after, or you're telling the visa officer, yes, I'm going to go back after my studies in Canada because I have children to take care of, or I have children back home in my country. Do you have your children's maybe international passport or birth certificate to show for it? Basically just telling the visa officer that this is what I have, and after my studies in Canada, I'm going to go back to these things I left back in my home country. I'm going to go back to my job. I'm going to go back to all the assets I have. Like, I can't just leave all my assets and just come to Canada and not just go back to them. Like, just show them, like, or show the visa officer your supporting documents. Like I said earlier, once you have your first point and your second point well constructed or well presented, all these other reasons like travel history, ties to home country, they're just more like generic reasons just to make your lists of refusal just more bulky. So guys, you need to work on your proof of funds and your supporting documents. These are very, very important. Now we've come to the end of this video, and this is all I have. And if you have any more reasons as to why you were being denied visa in Canada, you can leave it down in the comment section. I'll be right here waiting to know why you were denied, and if I have any advice I can give you, I will go ahead and give you. If you have any other questions, please leave it down below, or you can send a video to me on Instagram and I'll be sure to reply all your messages. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.